Have you ever met someone who was born prematurely? Well, today I'm going to talk about why we should raise more awareness to preterm birth. I think it's important to talk about because it's something that I experienced. I was born at 27 weeks, 1 pound, 9 ounces to be specific. I lived in the hospital for 3.5 months, born 3 months before my right birthday and due time. Through that time, I was homeschooled up to 5 years old, and I was also fighting epilepsy at the same time. I had bleeding in the brain when I was a baby. I had tubes, but I didn't have a breathing tube since I was breathing on my own. I had feeding tubes, etc. I also had tubes in my head, so the doctors or the nurses had to cut my hair, and I had to wear a mohawk for a little bit from when I was a baby. Which leads me to my first point. But first, according to Google, there are 13 million babies born each year, born prematurely each year. Premature birth or preterm birth is when a baby is born before 37 weeks, specifically 25 to at least, I would estimate it to 25 to at least 32 weeks. In order to raise more awareness to it, we should do more research and find out more to why this happens, and donate to the NICU departments or organizations that supports this. So what causes preterm birth is commonly alcohol during pregnancy. Drinking alcohol during pregnancy could lead to birth defects such as the obtaining cerebral palsy, which I could have had since I had a lot of bleeding. I was bleeding in my brain a lot, and other birth defects. It also causes a pregnant woman to have contractions earlier than they should, and their water would break earlier than it should. I believe there's a chance of survival for these babies. I survived for 19 years. If I didn't, I wouldn't exist. And if it weren't for my mom fighting with me, then I wouldn't be standing here. My mother is the strongest person I know. She's experienced this 3 times. She gave birth to 3 of us, and we were all born before our time. Me, I was born 3 months before my time. My right birthday would have been November 26th. My sister, who was born a month before her time, her birthday would have been May 3rd. And my brother, who was born 25 weeks, 1 pound 5 ounces, 4 pounds lighter than I was, and experienced a lot more than I did. When he was born, he died 3 times. Nurses in the hospital. A nurse in the hospital saved his life. He spent 4 months in the hospital. He had feeding tubes, a breathing tube. His ears weren't even developed yet. His hand was just as small as a ring. He could also fit a nurse's palm, just like I did. They had to hold me like this. And my skin was so transparent, you could literally see through me, and my organs weren't even, half of my organs weren't even developed yet. I was breathing on my own. My brother spent 4 months living in an incubator, fighting for his life, and he had no sickness, no bleeding in the brain, nothing other than I was a near miscarriage for my mom. If I was, that would be very hard on her. She was also, when she had my brother, it was something I could never forget. It was like having, it was like having, it was basically, he was basically me, but a different gender and in a different body. And I experienced it, and I when I saw him the first time, I thought, wow, something like this could happen, and someone like him who died 3 times can survive. Now he's 11 months crawling and acting like a, now he's 11 months crawling and acting like a normal baby would. Today I've told you what preterm birth is, what we should do to raise more awareness to preterm birth, and what causes it. Thank you for watching. My name is Monee Johnson. Thank you.